What is up, gang? I'm excited to jump on and do a little demonstration of how I make one of my favorite low carb lunches, dinners to kind of take on the go. And that is a unwich, a sandwich without the bread. My name is Amanda Nybert. I'm a registered dietitian with a passion for health and wellness. And my goal is to provide you with relevant and easy nutritional strategies to help you stay on track or get back on track with your weight loss. And in my lean program, we incorporate a nutritional strategy called carb cycling. So we incorporate a couple of low carb days throughout the week with some regular carb days on the weekends to create weight loss and balance and sustainability. So low carb lunches can be a little bit tricky, but one of my favorite ones is this unwich, and it tastes so good. So I wanted to kind of take you through how to make it. So I start out with just a big sheet of parchment paper and kind of lay it out. And I'm gonna kind of work on a little bit of an angle. So you can see I've got my parchment paper kind of geared towards that. So I am using, because this is what I have, romaine lettuce. Bib lettuce is great. You can even use iceberg lettuce. But what I do is I just kind of like open it up and kind of flatten it out so that it's gonna kind of lay nice and flat on my parchment paper. So you can see at the bottom, these are great like if you make like taco boats and things like that, but they're not perfect if you're doing an unwich. So I just kind of snap off that bottom and kind of pull apart just the portion that's gonna make it kind of lay flat. And you can use as much lettuce as you want. You can use little lettuce as you want. That's what I love about these unwiches. So you can kind of tailor it to what you want. So there you go. So that's pretty good. Just enough to kind of be able to kind of roll it up. So then I'm gonna start layering my products. So I like to start with my deli meat, and I've got some sliced chicken here. So I get a lot of questions about, deli meat. Isn't it processed? Shouldn't you limit it? And yes, those are all, there are yeses to those. But I'm all about progress, not perfection. So finding things that I can use on the fly is really important. But there's definitely quality deli meats out there. I love Applegate. I love Whole Foods. You can get just really like kind of fresh, sliced chicken, things like that. So look for deli meat that is organic, that doesn't have hormones, all that kind of stuff, and a little bit fresher. So, but that's gonna give us a nice little base to kind of load all of our veggies. And that's what we're gonna do. And that's what I love about making an unwich, is because that's my goal, is I'm gonna kind of load it up with tons of veggies. So I'm gonna start with some carrots, because everything is just gonna be wrapped up in between this lettuce and this sliced chicken. And then I'm gonna load up on some onions, which I absolutely love. I like lots of onions and peppers, just to give it a ton of flavor. You could make like a BLT, so you could do like bacon and tomato and lettuce, maybe throw some turkey in there, make a turkey BLT. I'm also gonna add some of these red pepper slices. So the trick is just to kind of get everything really finely sliced, so it's really thin, because if it's kind of bulky, it's gonna be a little bit harder to kind of wrap up. So I've kind of shredded everything really nice and thin. And then I've got some banana peppers, because again, I love spice. Let me grab a fork with these. So I'm gonna just load up on these banana peppers, because those are gonna be super yummy. And then I've got some arugula that I'm gonna throw on there. The more veggies, the better. Look at all those veggies. And that's what's gonna fill you up and keep you full. So you've got your protein and your deli meat. You've got all these veggies. I'm gonna throw some arugula on there because that makes it kind of nice and peppery. I love that. And then I'm gonna finish it off with like a sauce. So I've got some like this spicy mustard sauce, which is really good. You could use some mayo if you wanted to. You could use some ranch dressing. You could use some Italian dressing, whatever you want. And that's what I love about these unwiches, is that you kind of make it based on your preferences. And then I would use either some salt and pepper, or I love this everything bagel seasoning. It makes it awesome. So I'm just gonna put that in there, and now we're gonna roll it up. So this is the tricky part, okay? But it's not too bad. So basically what we're gonna use the parchment paper as kind of like a way to kind of guide it. And we're just gonna, and look, I made this really big. So we're just gonna keep rolling it until we have everything kind of rolled up. And then we're just gonna roll it. And we're gonna tuck the edges. And we're gonna keep rolling it. And look, there you go. A big old unwich to take to lunch. So you can take it to lunch like this, or you can go ahead and cut it in half. And that's what I'm gonna do, so I can show you how beautiful this turns out. So, and maybe like this is a really big unwich. So this is one that I can make in the morning and potentially share with my husband. And look at that. Look how delicious and yummy that looks. All those veggies. And then all you have to do is when you eat it, you just kind of fold down the sides like so. And it all kind of, for the most part, stays in one place. Here, I'm gonna rip this just a little bit and give me some room. So good. Don't talk with your mouth full. You're gonna love this. Give this a try, and then tag me if you make your own unwich on a low carb day.